안녕하세요 여러분. My name is Vanessa and welcome back to Lesson 8 on Learning Korean. In today's objectives we will learn some subject particles. So let's go over some of them. Okay, so here we have 4 subject particles. Here we have 1, 2, 3, 4. Those are our 4. These are placed directly after subjects. These roughly translate to as for. So basically it would mean that you are trying to talk about that thing directly right now. Now which one would you use? Now we have the ones that end with vowels. That would be this section right here. This is a vowel, is the a sound. This is cha, cha. You have car, so since it ends in a vowel, you would use either ka or nun. And putting it together, you have cha, and then put the ending to turn into chaga or cha는. Next, we have a consonant ending. Here, you would have the consonant right here, the o. That would be the sound, bang. Since it ends in a consonant, you would either add e or n at the end. So, bangi or bangin. So, now how would you know which one to use? Ka, nun, or e or n? That depends how much emphasis you want in it. So let's go to a couple of sentences so we can see the differences. Okay, so here we have our little cheat sheet in the corner with our vowels and consonants and their endings. Now let's talk about which one is neutral and which one is called emphatic. So here we have our 2 in the beginning, ka and e. These are both subject particles that are known as neutrals. Then you have n and n, which are emphatic. Emphatic particles. Emphatic meaning you want to put emphasis on them. So here we have one using our emphatic and one using a neutral. So let's read them. 차는 집 앞에 있어요. 차 meaning car. 는, here we have, we're emphasizing the car. So here we have, this is the car that we're talking about. 집 in front. 앞에 있어요. 앞에. 집 is the house, 앞에 is front, 있어요 is to be there. So the car is in front of the house. We are really emphasizing that this car is in front of the house. Now here is the same thing. The only thing that is changed is ka from 는. So 차가 집 앞에 있어요. Meaning there is a car in front of the house. There isn't much emphasis. They just want to let you know, yeah, there's a car. But there's not really much importance to this car being in front of the house. Okay? And to use the consonant version, it would be exactly the same if we had a vowel, a consonant here, and you just don't want to put that much emphasis. That would be for this example, you would put E, so you would have your consonant, and then add E, and then that would make it just a subtle mention of this particle. And then with another consonant, you would change it to un to really emphasize that you want to talk about that particle right there, that subject. Thank you for watching. That concludes today's lesson. See you next time. Bye-bye. 안녕하세요 여러분. My name is Vanessa and welcome back to Lesson 9 on Learning Korean. In today's objectives, we will learn how to make negative sentences. So let's go on to some examples. Okay, so here we have 3 different ways to make statements into negatives. Here we have our first one, 안, which literally means not. These will be placed before a verb. Next we have 안 with a combination of these, which 예요 or 예요 depends on whether it is a consonant or vowel. But this 안 put together, it will create 아니에요. 아니에요. Next we have 있어요. 있어요 means there is or are. That would automatically transfer to 없어요, meaning there is not. 있어요 will change into 없어요. So let's look at a few examples on these three ways. So here we have our three negatives in three different example questions or statements. So let's start with the first one. So here we have 저는 한국에 let me start over. 저는 한국에서 okay. 저는 한국에서 왔어요. So we have our three negatives right here in three different examples. Let's go over them one by one. So our first one is 저는 한국에서 왔어요. In our previous lesson, we will know that 저는 한국에서 왔어요, meaning that I come from Korea. I came from Korea. 왔어요 meaning came. Since that are our verb, we will put an right before it, right in this section. So 저는 한국에서 안 왔어요, meaning I don't come from Korea. Just adding the an right here makes it into a negative statement. In our next example, here we have 이것은 or 이건. You can use either or version. Just 이것은 is the long version rather than 이건. That's the shorter version. Both meaning the same. Choose whichever you want. So here we have 이것은 소파예요. Now that means that there is a sofa. This is a sofa. Now how do I say this is not a sofa? We would take out 예요 right here and put 아니에요. 아니에요. So 이것은 소파 아니에요. This is not a sofa. Now in our last example, we have 차가 집 앞에 있어요, meaning that there is a car in front of your house. 앞에, remember, means the front. So 차가 집 앞에 있어요. Now if you want to say the car, there isn't a car in front of the house, you would take out just this section right here and change it to 없어요. So we have 없어요. 차가 집 앞에 없어요. Thank you for watching and see you next time. Bye bye. So here we have our four subject particles. Now this is to know when you are talking about a subject, this particle needs to be at after, right after. That way you can know that you are actually emphasizing the subject that you are talking about. Now depending if the subject ends with either a vowel, the vowel will be the last one right here, or a consonant, which will be this one right here. This makes an ah sound and this is an ng sound. Okay? So now you know that this one is a vowel ending and this one is a consonant ending. Now depending on if you want to put emphasis or just a neutral to it, you would either use ka or i if you want it neutral, or you can use nun or un if you want it more emphatic to put more emphasis into what you are talking about. And then you would just put it together. So in this example, I would put 차가 as if it was like one word, 차가, meaning that you are talking about that car, or you would change it to nun. The same thing for 방 right here, which is a room. You want to talk about the room, either 방이, 방이, or 방은. You would put it together as if it was one word. And that's how you would know which particle to put at the end. So let's go on to our next part of the review. Alright, so here we have some sentence examples. Here we have our first one. 저는 into your name, 이에요. Remember, either yeyo or iyeyo, depending if your name ends in a vowel or a consonant. This one will be the consonant, and this one will be the vowel. Or if you want to be very formal, since remember Korean has 3 structured tiers, you have regular, polite, and honorific form. This is in polite form. This is in regular. Honorifics, you don't talk about yourself. That's if you're talking about someone else. Next we have 네, 씨는. This is also talking in polite form, meaning miss, mister, and so on. You can use it for both genders. And then you have your country. You insert where your country is. I'm American, so I'm gonna put 미국 in this section. 에서 왔어요, meaning came from. So 바네사 씨는 미국. 바네사 씨는 미국에서 왔어요, meaning that Vanessa comes from America. Then the next one is 네, 씨는 country, and instead of putting 에서 왔어요, you would put 사람이에요, meaning that if you were to put 바네사 씨는 미국 사람이에요, meaning that it changes I come from America to I am American. And then our last one is to be where is something. You want to say this, and then you put where it is, and then put 에서 왔어요. For example, if you have a car that's in front of a house and you want to say that it is in front, you would put it right here. So first it will be the car, and then where you think it is, and then lastly you would put where. Usually in an English sentence, let's say the pen is on the table, you would say pen, then on, meaning the location, and then table at the end. So you have your 2 objects on the sides, whereas in Korean you will have your 2 objects first and then the location last. And then you would add 에서 왔어요. 에 is just to mean that you are talking about a location. So you need to add 에 right after the location. So now that we know some sentence examples, let's go on to some negative sentences and questions. So here we have our 3 negatives. And our first one we have 안. This will be placed before verbs, such as if I were to say 저는 미국에서 왔어요, meaning that I'm from America. Now I want to say that I'm not from America, so I would put 저는 미국에서 안 왔어요, meaning that I'm not from America. In our next one, we have 안 plus 이에요 or 예요. Those are the 2 different forms of either consonant or vowel. And then put all together, it creates the word 아니에요. Which if you want to say something like 이게 소파예요, meaning that this is a sofa. Now if you want to say this is not a sofa, you would be like 이게 소파 아니에요, right at the end. And in our last one, we have 있어요, meaning there is. Now that one has its own change. You would just change this section right here to 없어요. 없어요, meaning that there is not. It's not there. So that is that review. So here we have a brief of almost everything that we went over throughout all these lessons. So let's go over it through sentence by sentence. Here we have 안녕하세요. Use in formal sentence. If you want to use informal sentence for someone that's younger than you or a friend, you would just use 안녕. But since I am being formal, I'm going to say 안녕하세요, hello. 저는 바네사예요. As you notice right here, my name ends in a vowel, so I will put 예요 instead of 이예요. So 안녕하세요, 저는 바네사예요. 만나서 반갑습니다, meaning it's nice to meet you. It's a pleasure to meet you. Then a regular thing to ask someone is 밥 먹고 있어요? Have you eaten yet? I haven't eaten, so I'm gonna say 밥 안 먹겠어요. 밥 주세요, meaning please give me some food. 밥 주세요. And since this is our last sentence, I will say 안녕히 계세요, meaning that I am leaving, and then goodbye.